Alright guys, welcome back to our Buffalo Sabres rebuild. I guess is it even a rebuild now that we've won a cup? Regardless, we're in the 2028-2029 season, and we are at the trade deadline. Sabres are in second in the Atlantic Division behind the powerhouse Leafs, who have 97 points at the deadline. We are in the thick of it. We're going to probably, well, for sure make the playoffs, as we are quite, ways up on the next, on the wild card. So it looks like we're pretty much locked into that second or third line, or third matchup. So we're going to play the Red Wings more than likely. So what we need to do, if we take a look at our team, is obviously we learned last season that the chemistry is what reigns king. So that's why Matthew Strome is sitting here as the +5, and these three are just killing it. Pasternak, Byfield, and Holmes, their first line, they're doing well. And then Gargiulo, Connecting, and Cousins are doing okay. I really want to improve the fourth line. So we're going to look to move Trevor Zegras, who just does not really fit anywhere other than, replacing Gunther. So there's really no place that we can put him that really, other than doing this, that increases anything. And I kind of, want to see if I can't, change things around and improve everywhere. So we're going to move on from Trevor Zegras, and then on defense, let's take a look on defense real quick, because we got Dahlin and Drysdale, Taves and Valimaki, and then Trevor Lane and Jewel Levy. And I believe, is anyone hurt? I don't believe anyone's hurt. So we'll see if we can upgrade this pairing, as Trevor Lane just does not fit, but the only other ways to put him is, over around here. If we replace them, that kind of hurts. So I'm not sure what we're going to do here, as Trevor Lane is a top 6 medium elite defenseman at 20 years old, and I really don't want to move on from him, as, just bad. So we might just leave that pairing alone. If we look at our goaltender, though, Shesterkin is putting up a decent... no, it's not. I mean, 34 wins is nice, but 901 save percentage is rough, and then Sogard is doing even worse. So let's take a look at upgrading that fourth line. Now, I did go through and look and try and find someone that matches the coaching style for the fourth line, and the only one I found that, really matches is on Carolina, and that is... excuse me, Benoit Olivier Garoul, who is 84 overall, top 6, and when we go and look at his fit, it is the forward line 4. He fits perfectly. So we are going to put him as we need a left winger, and we're going to see if we can't, make that trade go through. So they want a first and a second rounder. I don't really want to do that. I would rather include Zegras and keep the first, but we'll see. Oh, whoops, that's not what I want to do. Okay, thank God. So let's go ahead here and try and find Zegras, who is right here, and they do want him, and might be able to get away with it here if we can add in a lower pick. Let's try a third. We'll see if he accepts this, and it does. Perfect. All right, so now let's go and see how much that helped. As I don't really have a lot of faith in those scouting stats, but it said that he fit. It was perfect in terms of the stars and whatnot. As we have to call him up, I think. So we'll call him up here. Where is he? Yep. Okay. Now let's edit that line, put him into our lineup on the fourth line. As we lost an 84, but we got one back, and we just gave up a third-round pick for him, so I'm not really upset about that. That looks to be good, and please... Okay, so he fits perfectly, but Foudy and Gurianov do not. Although, that's not terrible. What's Foudy at? Foudy's the one that we're going to have to replace. Now, what if we go like this? Just a +1. We're in the exact same spot that we were. So we're going to have to try and find a centerman to replace Foudy with. Now, do we have a centerman scratched? No. And if I go and look here, these guys do not fit there either. Okay. So we'll go and take a look and see if we can't find a centerman to try and go and get. As we'll have to go, we'll search by centers and overall, and we'll see if we can't find one that fits our coaching style. So again, this kind of is kind of tedious, as you just go through, and nothing there for Colorado. With Columbus, you're going to get a little insight in how I actually do my deals. As forward line 4, Cole Sillinger does fit forward line 4 well. He was a third line, so this looks to be the perfect guy to go and get. We'll see if we can't find a trade, as there's no trades found, so we're going to have to do this manually. And, yeah, that's fine. So, we will go and do that. As Cole Sillinger is going to replace Foodie. And we'll see if that bumps up that +1 on the 4th line. As he looks to be. Wow, he is really sought after. That's going to require some stuff. That's tough. And let me guess. Okay, they do want Foodie to go back and return. That's fine. But we're going to have to give up some picks for sure to get him. So we have a first. We have a couple Edmonton firsts. Obviously from that deal that we did. Okay. So let's start with giving up Edmonton's first that year. I doubt they take this, but we'll see. Oh, it's rejected. Now maybe a second. We do have one more third this year coming up, and they do want it, so that's rejected as well. One more third. Let's see if we can squeeze it. This is from the Islanders next year, and oh my goodness. Okay. I really don't want to give up 2 first-rounders. That's kind of ridiculous. So maybe our second next year, as they are just being super stubborn. Maybe a third as well. Nope. Maybe one more second. As I really don't want to give up this package of picks here. But I really want Sillinger, so... Okay, so you're just being absolutely ridiculous. Like, what is he? He's a medium top 6. He's 25 years old. Like, I get that he's a first rounder, but, like, do I really care? Do I want to lose my first round pick this year? I mean, I guess I could. Although we could do our first. I think our first next year would be more than fine. Do we really have to give up our 2 first next year? There's a first, a second, and maybe a third. Does this work? Okay. Alright, so that doesn't work. We're going to have to do another first. So I don't want to give up this year's first. So you've got to give something back here, bud. You're being absolutely ridiculous. Oh my god. Why are you... Wow. Okay, we're going to put the pin on this guy because that's ridiculous. Sometimes the trade logic in this game just does not make sense, and we're going to chalk that up to that. So go back to centers, and we'll see if we can't look through as we're looking for someone who fits on our 4th line. And the thing is, this coach is really weird. Like, the guys that fit on this 4th line are like superstars. It's like, bro, I think that you have your stuff messed up. I doubt we're going to get a trade done with... Wow, Middlestad. Look up to a 90 overall. Good for him. Not seeing anyone. Nope. Okay, we'll move on. Edmonton. Brashear. Jackson Brashear. Great name. Bottom 6 forward lines. Top 6. It sucks because when it says that all bottom forward lines, it's kind of in that middle region. And forward line 3, forward line 3. Penalty kill. Nope. As we go through here again. Again, sometimes I don't show this. I like to just show you guys. Okay, Callie Erickson. Let me guess. He's like a superstar. He's a low elite at 23. Wow. They want us to give up a lot. Okay, so I believe this is that medium elite goaltender that we found in the 4th round, which I'm okay with parting with. Now, Nolan Foote, we don't use. And Sogard is our backup goalie who's doing trash. So, do they have a backup goalie that we could take? The only one they have is a CHLer, it seems. And Nevins is a medium starter who's doing terrible. I wonder if, man, that contract sucks, though. Can we get a pick back to make up for the picks that we lost? They have a lot. Let's try our 2nd rounder. Okay, let's try a 3rd rounder. No. Do we really have to play this game? Look how many first-round picks they have. Okay. Sereda got called up. All right. I hope this is worth it. We'll see. We're going to try and make the perfect fourth line here, so we'll see here. Is Calle Erickson moving up to the first or up to the NHL? As now As Sereda's a 74, do we really want him? His save percentage is nuts. We did draft him a while ago. We're going to have to sign someone. We have to auto-fix the roster because we don't have another goaltender. If we go to goalies, yeah, we do not have another goaltender. So, all right, let's go and try our lines here now and see what we've got now. If we put this, we're getting rid of Cali. How is this only? Okay, yeah, I knew it would do this, which is what I can't stand. Who did it take out of the lineup? Strome. Yeah. Strome goes here. Gargiulo. No. Who was the... Was it Gunther here? Yeah. Okay, so Gunther... with Strome. And this is only a +1 still. All these moves might have been for naught then. We did get Guryanov, but he just does not seem to want to fit. Now, Erickson, okay, so this might have actually been a better thing, better fit. If we put, yeah, okay, so this works a little bit. So Cousins moves down to the fourth line. He's had a mediocre season anyways. Gruel's, wow, Gruel's been really good. Okay, and then on defense, sure, that's, Do I like this more? I kind of like this more. Because even with the +3 makes him an 84, makes him an 80, or 281s. We'll try that. We'll see. How is it plus minus? He's 21. Wow, these guys are teeing off. No, we're fine. All right, so special teams. Let's do the power play first of all. And we'll see. Do these guys fit the power play? I don't believe so. All right. We're going to roll with this, boys. So let's roll into... Although, what was our... Hang on a second. We need another or a goaltender. Let's try and sign one. And then we're good to go for the rest of the season. So let's go to goaltenders. And I'll go overalls. 79, Bykov. Bykov. Didn't we have Bykov? Dmitry Bykov, yeah. You didn't want to re-sign with us. So you ended up costing $1 million. All right, so we're going to re-sign him. You'll let me know by tomorrow night. Sure. All right, we're going to sim. Whoops. We're going to sim through this. As we had a huge win streak, but this last month was kind of meh. Can we beat the Canucks? As Bykov accepted the offer? And we do win. Okay, so we're going to send Sereda back down. Actually, can we send him back down? It's got to let me. He's on a two-way deal, I think, in the system. Goaltenders. As Bykov goes up. NHL is Sereda. He's got to clear waivers. Okay, well, whatever then. He's just in the AHL. Hopefully we won't need Sereda very much. And maybe he get, it's not terrible. Maybe he gets some time in to develop. All right, so let's sim through March and see how we end up. It was a big game against the Leafs. We're not going to catch them, I don't think, unless they... Okay, well, we did win there. 3-game win streak since the deadline. Can we make it 4? We do. Great shutout. As we're making our push, that's 5 games. We're still 11 points back. As we are dominating. All right, so things look good. Things look nice. Are we going to beat Colorado to keep the streak alive? We do. Okay, we are only 6 points back as Quentin Byfield is fully healed. So he was hurt, it seems. And it looks like our strategy of, yes, we are still 6 points back, though. Another win. Okay, I don't want to jinx this, but, you know, we won again. What? Guys, we are absolutely dominating. As 7-9 depth defenseman, I actually will claim him. Edit lines. He's been injured. Eichel's been hurt. That's not good. We win again, and huge game against the Leafs. We win. Can we have a perfect month? We do not. As the Flyers end the perfect streak, his Foodie cracks back into the lineup, but of course. Okay. Oh, we have to... Oh, no. Okay, well, that was a fantastic month. We are still... How many points back of the... Let's just take a look before the end of the season. As we are absolutely dominant. We're 3 points back of the Leafs. We were, like, just way out. What did we even go there? I mean, that month... We've had 2 of the biggest months in this franchise's run. 1, 2, 3. 14-game win streak. We went 14-1. We could make a push here as Byfield is still leading the way. We are going to see... Do we play the Leafs again? We do to end the season. Will it matter? Come on. We win? Okay. We are 1 point back of the Leafs. Will the last game of the season matter? Can we beat New Jersey? We do. We're 3 points back of the Leafs still as they keep on winning. We beat St. Louis, and it does not look like it's going to matter. As Toronto just kept on winning, but at 100, like, think about that. We have 116 points with a game to go, and we still did not win this division. As this run for this series has been absolutely plagued by the Toronto Maple Leafs, and for the Lightning for the most part, but we are dead set locked in against the, the Red Wings. But let's end on a high note. Let's just smoke these idiots. As, I'm like, man... It's been well documented in this series how much I cannot stand Toronto, and we beat them. We are literally going to finish 1 point back with 118 points. That is insanity. All right, let's do a little year-in review as... What's the AHL team doing? Let's just make sure. Oh, they're going to make the playoffs again. All right, so let's go take a look at how we're going to play Detroit, which is fine. We're going to take a look at how the players' stats lined up as we finished with... Byfield with 93 points, as he's now one of our, like, easily, now our #1 player. Tristan Holmes finished with 42 goals and 88 points. Eichel with another 87. Pasternak is a point per game. Then Gunther with 81. Konechny finishes with 72. Dahlin with 65, which is close to the best, and right behind him is Drysdale with Benoit Olivier Gruel, who we did sign trade for at the deadline, has 60 points. Gargiulo was 60. Cousins. Matthew Strome went up for the +5 there, is 34 points in 55 games. I mean, do we even have... Who's our negative? As Calle Erickson, who did not play for us, really. Marchenko, he was... Yeah, these are all subs for us. Okay, as Taves had a really disappointing season, so that's something to watch out for. Let's take a look at the entire NHL and see who did what in terms of points. So, points, we have 102 to Luke Riley, who we did get rid of. He re-signed, or he did not want to accept our offer. We couldn't afford him. We let him go to Edmonton, and, well, he won the Art Ross, so, of course. Braden Point comes in with 98, McDavid with 96. Morgan Riley has 95 points from the blue line. Clayton Keller with 94, and then Byfield comes in at number 6 in terms of goal scorers. Podkolzin probably. Jeremy Wilmer. Who? 58, Olivier Wahlstrom. Oliver Wahlstrom, and then Podkolzin right up there as well. We don't really have anyone until Byfield again, who had a very strong season, and he finishes in 7th spot in goal scoring. Among defensemen, it's going to be Morgan Riley. That's ridiculous. As Dahlin and Drysdale, we have 2 defensemen in the top 4 of scoring in the NHL, which is fantastic. Goaltenders, we have the most winningest goaltender in Shesterkin at 50. But save percentage was ugly. Askarov is going to get 918 data. He's probably going to win, but we'd have to see because he only won 37 games. Rookie skaters. Take a peek here as Jalen Talinder with 32 points. Crane with 29. McDonald, Brashear, Tyrell. Did we have anyone? As none there. Trevelyan is our defensive defenseman with 12 points. So that explains that. So let's take a look at our playoff matchup in the bracket of the playoff tree here. As in the West, we've got St. Louis and Minnesota, and the Blackhawks and the Canucks, Oilers and Sharks, and then Vegas and the Flames. In the East, we've got a New York matchup. That would be great to see now, is the Islanders and Rangers, and then the Lightning and the Penguins. So we will avoid the Lightning for sure. But then we've got Boston and Toronto down there, but that Toronto team is just an absolute, unit that I do not see losing. But Detroit has knocked us off when we won the President's Trophy a few years ago, so definitely a team that we have had our past with. And we'll see how we match up against them. As let's take a look at the overall ratings, and we're at 100 on offense, 92 on defense, and 80 in goaltending, mostly because of our backup. So we definitely have the statistical advantage. But we'll see how we do in the first round. So let's get into the Sims here and see if we can take game number 1 through the first period. It is 3-0 for Detroit, because of course it is. So we are just going to skip right on through, and now it is 6-2 as Shesterkin is getting absolutely destroyed because it's the playoffs, and that means we have to collapse. As we'll actually just skip through the rest, and we did make it a game, but it's 7-5. Is the final score, and that isn't going to do it. As we look at the 3 stars, as Wilmer, who led the league in goal scoring, had 2 goals. Chalowski had 4 assists, and Dahlin with 2 goals himself. So that is not going to do it. We are going to need better goaltending out of Shesterkin, and yeah, we'll see how game 2 goes. We definitely don't want to go down 0-2, and it's tough, man. This has always been our problem in this series. Has been just getting out of the first round. I mean, up until last season, we had not been to the 3rd round, so in like 10 or 11 seasons. So let's go into game number 2 and see if we can't follow up that performance with a win, hopefully, as we somehow did not have the President's Trophy. So here we go through 1, and it's 2-1 for Detroit. We cannot get the lead. Through 2 periods, it's another goal for Detroit, as we just cannot get a lead so far in this series. 3-2, with Dahlin scores his 3rd, which is crazy. Where is our offense? Come on, we need that +5 unit of Eichel. And Taves scores. All right, let's go, kid. We've tied things up. Are we going to score again before regulation ends? 3-3, we are trailing in shots, or is this going to overtime? And it looks like, yes, it is going to overtime. So here we go into the first overtime period. Can we win game 2 and take the series tied back to Detroit as they hit 40 shots? We're just going to skip through here, and they win. Okay, so Wilmer scores again. We have no answer for him, and awesome. As Eriksson, who we did trade for, had 3 assists, and Gargiulo had 3 points. Okay, and Gord Downing has been injured, so that's in the AHL. Phenomenal stuff, as we're now down 0-2 to a team that has far less, points than us in the standings. We'll take a look at our lines here real quick and who is struggling, as everyone is -1, -4. That second line is -4. As our 3rd and 4th line are doing great. So it's this line, and there's no way to make this a +5, I don't think. I want to keep that together, but if Strome was not going to allow me to... No. We'll let it ride one more game. I just cannot see how that line has dominated all season just to mess up now. We can't make those snap decisions. Can we get back in this series? Through 1, it is 0-0, which is actually a win for us. We held them to 7 shots. Can we please get a lead in this series? And we do. All right, so Byfield connecting and Gunther, Cholowski for the Red Wings. That's fine. Let's hold on to this lead and force at least a Game 5. And they're on the power play. They don't score. That's good. They have 12 shots on goal. That is nuts. We are having an absolute lockdown defensive performance here. And we're getting to the end of this game. 40-16 are the shots as Middlestad scores with 23 seconds left, but that won't matter as we absolutely dominate them in terms of shots, and Cholowski and Demko get first and second star somehow, and Gunther gets the third. All right, so now we're back into the series. We're trailing 2-1. We just need to win this next game, and then at least it's a best of 3. As let's take a look. Gord Downing cert, and that is in... Is there anyone I want to set down? Not really. Maybe Brink. As Downing will probably be in the NHL next season, so. Nope. 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 Oops. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next game here. Game number 4. It is now as Calle Erickson has have a great run so far. So let's go into game number 4. Tie things up here. First period. And it's 2-1 for them. As Timmins and Oliver score, who I believe, was he drafted by us? I think Oliver was drafted by us. Through 2 periods, we get the lead back as Trevelyan, our defensive defenseman, and Matt Strome. All right, here we go. He's becoming a hero of this team. And we'll go through the third period. Can we hold on to the 1-goal lead with about 10 minutes remaining? They get a power play and Kerfoot scores. Can we get the momentum back? Usually it goes the other way. And we do. Gunther scores, thank God. And Byfield follows up. 5 minutes to go. We have the 2-goal lead. Jeez, that was big because it always seems that if you can't get to 2-2 in the series, you usually get eliminated. And a 5-3 win as Gunther, Strome, and Byfield just tee off. Great game there. And now we are going into Game 5, tied at 2 after we dropped the first 2 games in the series. As Dahlin's been doing great, and we are going to sim. Here is game number 5 against these Red Wings. I want to get right into it. We'll sim to the first, and it's 2-1 for them. All right, through the second period, we come out firing. Holmes, Drysdale, Pasternak all score. And here goes the third period, a 2-goal lead again. Can we make it 3 games in a row? As that would be huge for us. They get a power play, and we cannot stop them on the power play. My God. And where is that shot coming from? We get a power play of our own, and Holmes scores. Perfect. 7 minutes remaining now. It looks like we're going to take the 3-2 series advantage, which is huge. And Trevelyan adds the empty netter. And awesome. Is Trevelyan just scoring a ton in this playoffs, considering that he is a defensive defenseman. That's good to see. Just bonus goals. And we push him to elimination, boys. Can we get out of the first round 2 seasons in a row? We're about to find out. As let's take a look around the playoff tree, as obviously we have the 3-2 advantage. New York Islanders beat the Rangers in 5. Tampa Bay is going to move on to face them as they beat the Penguins. Boston eliminates the Leafs. Say it ain't so, boys. The 119-point Toronto Maple Leafs eliminated by the Bruins. Oh my God, that voodoo curse is still in effect in 2029. Can you believe it? All right, here we go. As this is game number 6. Can we eliminate the Red Wings? No scoring in the first period. Through 2 periods, we score. Konechny scores. They have the third period lead. Can we make it 4 in a row? As the power play for the Red Wings has been deadly, but we avoid it. The shots are even. Holding on to the narrowest of leads, and we survive that power play as well. About 5 minutes to go. Can we get through this and eliminate them in 6 games after dropping the first 2? And we do. All right, boys. We are going to the second round as Shesterkin posts a shutout. All right, so it was a little scary there, folks. After dropping the first 2 games, I thought it was the same old story for us. And, yeah, we're going to move on to the next round, as it looks like we are going to play the Bruins, and we'll see how we stack up against them. Okay, let's see how these Bruins are, as they had a dismal season in comparison to the Leafs. We are absolutely dominant in all aspects. I cannot believe that we are going to play this team. As we'll take a look at something we didn't do against the Red Wings I should have done. Let's take a look at, at their lines and see who is still on the Boston Bruins. Is there still a Bruin? As Iro Niemi, who was a first-round pick, 15th overall, 88 overall. Gabriel Janik, 84. Matthew Savoy, who are you? A first-rounder from 2022. Anders Bjork, Jalen Talinder, and Peter Reynolds, Brandon Saad, Eriksson Ek, and Derek Addison. And then on the 4th line, Josh Prokop, Ryan Johansson, who is a 676 overall, and Max Jones at 81 overall. On defense, we've got Tuomas Pikarainen, and Charlie McAvoy is still there at 31 years old, with Moses Rafalski and Ryan Graves, with Samuel Bolduc and Michael Anderson in net. They've got Jeremy Swayman, the 80 overall, who they did sign in real life, who had a, whatever kind of season. This should be no problem on paper. Now, obviously, it doesn't play out like that, so let's get into this one. Round number 2. Can we go to the 3rd round for the 2nd year in a row? And through 1, they have the lead as McAvoy scores. Okay, the lone remaining Boston Bruin. Through 2 periods, they score again. So Addison scores, and it looks like we are going to continue the trend of a terrible first couple games in a playoff series. We kill off that power play. Can we get one late yet again? We had a few late-game heroics in the first series, but it doesn't look like we're going to get anything here. 5 minutes to go. We're going to need a miracle, and it just does not look like we're going to get anything. So we're shut out, which has not happened very often. But we'll put it behind us and go to game number 2. And are we going to drop the first 2 games in a series for the 2nd series in a row? So let's jump into it. Through the first period, it is 1-1. Addison and Drysdale. All right, so through 2 periods, it's 2-1 as Talinder scores. We've got a 1-goal disadvantage this time. Can we tie things up in the 3rd period, as we've only scored 1 goal in this series through 5.5, as Valimaki scores just as I say that. Can we take the lead? And we do, as Gargiulo scores again. We have a power play. We add another Pasternak, haunting his old team, as now it's just an absolute gong show as we put 5 on the board, 4 in this period. And that is going to do it for game number 2. We finally woke up in that 3rd period. My goodness. As Drysdale with the goal in 6, Valimaki, Pasternak as well. Really balanced scoring there, as Valimaki's having a pretty good playoff run. All right, so we'll go up to the next game. And we'll sim through this. And can we take the series lead? Through the first period, it is 1-0 Anderson again. We have not had a lead early on yet again. Through 2 periods, it is 1-1. Our trade deadline acquisition of Gruel scores, so let's see. How does the 3rd period line up on the power play? We get one of our own, and we score as Cousins buries on Swayman. 10 minutes to go. We've got the lead. We're dominating in shots as they're starting to pour it on now. Can we hold this out? 2-1 lead to take. We cannot. Saad scores. Can we hold on to push it to overtime? And we do. Can we win in overtime? Here we go. And we do not, as Reynolds scores to take the 3-2 lead. And we're trailing in the series yet again, as Byfield has been hurt. That's a tough hole to fill. Oh my goodness. Do we just... We're going to move Eriksson up there. Actually, does Cousins fit? No, it's fine. That's a huge blow, as we've got about a week without our #1 center. And we're going to miss this series. So can we fight through adversity here, as Pasternak leads us in points now? Through the first period without Byfield, And we score 2. Foodie and Strome, of course we do. It's 2-0 for the Sabres. All right, through 2 periods. It's now 3-1. Holmes scores, Janik scores for them, and we're going to go through the 3rd period again with a 2-goal lead this time. Hopefully we don't blow it like game number 3. Can we tie things up again in the 2nd round? As we've got a power play, which has been deadly so far. We still have the 2-goal advantage. 3-goal advantage. Eichel scores. And it looks like we are going to coast to a game 4 victory, and we do. And we are now tied. Shishorkin, another great performance. Strome as well, as not changing up that second line seems to be the the magic fix here. Is +5 is just super hard to get. All right, so now moving on to game number 5. It's tied at 2 in the series. We take a look around the rest of the playoffs. And the West is 2-2s across the board between Edmonton and Alberta. Man, that would be a great series. And St. Louis and the Canucks and the Islanders sweep the Lightning. We could have a playoff run that avoids the Leafs and Lightning. Huge. All right, so here we go. We're still without Byfield. We get him back on the 8th, it looks like, and man, that would be a game 7. So again, here we go. We'll see if we can our team can hold out through the 1st period. We are losing 1-0. All right, through 2. Can we get on the board? We do twice as Gunther and Gargiulo score. Into the 3rd again with a 1-goal lead. Didn't work out well for us last time. We have the advantage in shots. And this is the worst tick down ever, as this is a big game and they score on the power play. Now, can we get one back, or is this going to overtime yet again? Again, with no Byfield, I really want this series over quickly. And it looks like we're going to overtime. And in overtime, can we win this one, as Boston took the last game that went to overtime? We have the advantage in shots, but I'm not seeing anything here, as again, shots are still relatively close. We hit 40 now. And we are going to win as Strome and that second line buries in overtime. And we are going to take the 3-2 series lead, as Strome has been just an absolute icon for us. Holy smokes. As this Boston team is, again, which is a far worse record than us. Just they won almost 20 games less than us. Oh, sorry, 16. And, like, just scrappy. All right, can we win in game number 6? Heal up Byfield for the next round. And here we go. As I don't want to do that. As, wow, Byfield drops us from a 100 to a 97 overall in terms of offense. Okay, game number 6. And it's 1-1. Gargiulo and Talander through 1. After 2, it is 3-1 for us as Holmes and Eichel score. And are we going to send the Bruins home in game number 6? Gunther scores to make it 4-1. They get it right back with Rafalski. It's 4-2 now. They only have 17 shots on goal, now 20. It's a 4-2 advantage. On the power play, we are going to score. Gruel scores on the power play. 5 minutes remaining. It's 5-2. 5-on-4 now, and we're good. 5-2. We are going on to the 3rd round as Gunther, with a goal and 2 assists, takes first star. So let's go, boys. We are into the 3rd round yet again after winning the cup, as Byfield is not back yet, as we are going to play the Islanders. But again, just another subpar opponent when you consider how good we had in terms of the season. So let's take a look at the team. 97, without Byfield, they have a better offense. On defense, barely, and in net, they have a slight advantage. This is not going to be a cakewalk, as their rating is very, very strong. And they did sweep the Lightning, which, is pretty crazy. Let's see if we can put him back in, as I really would like Byfield in there. Yes, we can put him back, as he's hurt. It's playoff time, buddy. You're going to have to play through that, my man. All right. And yes, let's take a look at our points. And we'll see how we're doing here. So we've got Eichel with almost a point per game. Dahlin right behind him. Pasternak's coming through. Gunther, Holmes, Gruel, and Strome with 8 points. Who's negative? Anyone negative? Just Konechny. That's fine. Okay. Here we go, guys. The third round against the Islanders. Can we make it easy on ourselves and win some games early? The third round. Actually, I want it. Okay. We are going to... I want to check out their lines. I can do it after this game. All right. Through the first period, they score 3. An absolute boat race early. Through 2 now. It's still 3-0. We're just going to sim through this as that was an absolute onslaught. And they win 4-0. So just like that, we get dominated in game number 1. And as long as I don't get a notification saying Byfield is now out, and Byfield's fully healed, sorry. Okay, so that was a terrible round, or first game loss. Now let's go take a look at their lines. How are they so powerful? As that first game did not inspire a lot of confidence. But again, we're back in the conference finals. Kasperi Kapanen, Barzal, and Wallstrom. All right, so a couple of players that were still in the organization. Yahir Franzen, 87 overall. Second overall in 2026. Ludwig Persson, who I believe is another first-rounder. Yep, 10th overall. And Maxim Morozov, another first-rounder from this. Timothy, as they did a great job drafting. My goodness. Kirill Shishkinov. An 8, hold up, drafted last year. Third overall, he's an 85. Oh, I guess, sorry. Dmitry Sokolov and Volkov and Brock Nelson, who's still an 81 at 37 years old with Drake Batherson. And on defense, we've got Jaden Wanvig, Noah Dobson, who's an 86 overall, Leighton Moore, Nicholas Bowden, Dennis Gilbert, and Riley Stillman. And in nets, Alnefelt, okay, whose save percentage is through the roof with Jordan Binnington backing him up. All right, so... wow, his save percentage is impressive. Okay, so let's sim through game number 2 and see if we can win this one. As through the first period, it's 0-0, which I guess isn't really bad considering what happened last game. Through 2 periods, and we have the lead. Eichel and Gunther with Lampkin for them. So we have a lead in a game now. So we finally managed to score. Can we hold off that powerful offense of theirs for one more period? And Byfield's going to score. He's back healthy. Can we stop them on the power play? We actually score with Cousins. So this is going well in the third period in game number 2. As we carry on, they make it 4-2 as Wallstrom scores. Under 5 to go. They make it a little bit close to 2-goal game, but it looks like we are going to win this one, and we do. All right, so good bounce back game there. And we take game number 2. So let's sim on to game number 3. As that's fine. As our AHL team is just having a mess down there. Are they still in the playoffs? And it looks like they are. Wow, good for them. All right, so let's sim game number 3. And through the first period, we are leading 2-1. Gargiulo and Taves. Through 2 periods, it is now 3-2. Another 1-goal game here going into the third, because we can't just win easy. As hopefully we can hold on. We're dominating them in shots. We still have the lead. 10 minutes to go now in game number 2. A power play potential chance. No, we can't score there. They get one, and we survive that. And it looks like we're going to win that one. All right, that was a bit of a nail-biter. Perfect. As Gunther, again, having a huge playoff run, it looks like. So, we have a 2-1 series advantage in the conference finals. So we'll go up to the next game, game number 4. Can we put a stranglehold on this series? And here we go. Through the first period, no scoring. All right, shots are 10-11. Through the second period, it's 1-0. All right, so now we're going to have to come back a 1-goal advantage in the third. And we score. Gunther scores. We have, and Lampkin gets it right back as we are dominating them in shots. Power play for us. And we score. Eichel scores. All right, so a good battle back here. 10 minutes to go in the third. They score again. Bodden scores. And we've got 5 minutes remaining to tie things up. We have 44 shots on goal. This goaltender is absolutely out of his mind. And we score, though. Gunther with 28 seconds remaining in our 47th shot. Holy smokes. All right, can this guy play the hero? A power play. We don't score. And they score it in overtime. That's ridiculous, man. That goaltender is out of control. 936 save percentage. K, bud. And Dylan Gunther's hurt. Alright, so let's sim up to our next game and take a look here. Now we're down Dylan Gunther. And that was our perfect second line, so that's a big hit. I mean, +3 is fine. I think I'd rather have Gruel here, though. So that's going to be a tough one to overcome, as we're tied with the scrappy New York Islanders. Alright, so it's a best of 3. Let's go. Let's win this series and get back to the Cup final again. Alright, through 1. What just happened? 8-0. Okay. Oh, hey, we got a goal back as Sereda is now in and clearly not ready for NHL duty. They score 10. What was your save percentage, bud? 667. As he made 42... Alright, we're on the brink. This hasn't happened yet. Was Gunther the final nail in our coffin? As a 10-goal... Like... I don't even know. Did one line get absolutely smashed there? And I accidentally simmed through, but we won. All right. Okay, so we won 5-4. That was a mistake on my part. Sure. We're going to a game 7. All right, thank you. I didn't even look through that. My goodness. I was still blown away by that. Like, oh my God, dude. Like, what? All right. One more game to decide if we're going to go to the Cup final or not. Against the Islanders, can we go back-to-back? Through the first period, we are winning 1-0. Pasternak scores on this absolute beast in net and Alnefelt. They have 8 shots on goal. Through 2 periods, they scored twice. And we've got a 1-goal deficit in the third period, but Gargiulo scores. All right. I didn't want to talk on that power play. Oh, my God, they get another one. We held them off. Come on. Can we get the lead, please? 10 minutes to go in the third period. Game 7 suck. Please don't go to overtime. Let's score. 3 minutes to go. Final minute. Oh, my God. Overtime in game number 7. This goaltender for the Islanders is the only reason they are in this series. Other than the fact they scored 10 in that one game. But he also stopped 44 shots, so... Overtime has not been our friend so far. And here we go, folks. Can we go back to the Cup? Actually, you know what? We're going to do something we've never done. So guys, we are going to end this video here, but let me tell you, my next upload in this series is some of the most insane gameplay I have seen that isn't the real NHL. Like, if there is a way to make the CPU versus CPU as exciting as possible, I witnessed it in this game. So I'm going to make that a whole other episode on its own. So guys, thank you for watching as our attempt to go back-to-back is well underway. And tune into next episode as we see who wins in overtime of Game 7 to go to the Cup Finals. See you guys next time.